word black. Power. Truth. Facts.
We want freedom by any means necessary. We want justice by any means necessary. We want equality by any means necessary. We want it now, or we don't think anybody should have it.
What's going on? It is your man T Can, and we are back to the channel they call Royal Black. And this is another episode of All Kinfolk Ain't Necessarily Skinfolk, or All Kinfolk Ain't Skinfolk. And this one right here is a content creator I've been looking at for a very, very, very long time. I done looked at a lot of his videos. I haven't found one I didn't like. Some of them be short, some of them be long. This one here is kind of short, and I think it's short and straight to the point, and it definitely highlights something that me and him have in common. Not mad at the brother one bit. So with no further ado, we just gonna jump right over into it. So let's get it on and popping. This is my man, Ricardo Ignacio, and this video here is titled, Black Guys Claim Men Attracted to Black Women Are Gay. And, I mean, we got some of them going along, but he definitely don't speak for all black men. He definitely don't speak for me. But before we even get the video going, I do want to say this. There's a lot of sisters that have changed. It's not the same when I grew up. It's not the same when I was 20. It's not the same when I was 30. Now, a lot of women probably gonna get mad, but I remember when this Atlanta Housewives and Love and Hip Hop came along, and the black girl magic movement came, and the strong black woman, the independent woman. Some of y'all sisters fell for the bait. Y'all fell for the same bait that some of our sisters been falling for a while, like putting the man out the house to get government assistance, keeping the man out the house. Y'all took that agreement, and then when these fatherless kids get old, this is the man you're talking junk about, the man that you raised. And I know a lot of you gonna hate me for saying that, but it's facts. A lot of the men that you hate, and not really a lot, all of the men that you hate, you raised until you couldn't raise them anymore. But I'm not going to try to get into that. That's a different show for another topic. But regardless, for the sensible women, that's my preference. For the sensible sisters, the ones that didn't get brainwashed, the ones that didn't create this movement to separate the black man from the black woman, the one that see us as black people instead of black men over here, black women over here. Those are the women I like, and I think this is the same one that Ricardo Ignacio like. So anyway, with no further ado, let's go ahead and let's get this popping.
And that's attracted to the average BOK woman is borderline rainbow.
Well then, I guess I am a rainbow. A big, old, gigantic, enormous, eclipsing rainbow. I don't know what's in the water that people are drinking today, but I've been seeing it more and more often than before. But it appears that disliking black women is the trend. Is the bandwagon that everybody wanna jump on. But y'all know me. I don't care about trends, hashtags, bandwagons. I ride my own. In other words, I love black women. I think in 2026, It pisses people off, especially when a non-black man says it. The amount of Becky's in my DMs talking all kinds of ish. Oh, what do you mean you prefer black women? What's your problem?
And I just want to touch on something too, because this is also what I see. When a sister get with a white man, I see the other sisters cheering her on. And I'm not saying, hey, if that's her cup of tea, that's her cup of tea. But sister get with a white man, sisters got her back, they cheering her on, they act like she done won some type of lotto ticket. But they act like she won some type of prize. But when you see a brother with the other, it's a problem. Now, I'm just speaking because you ain't gonna see this brother with the other. I'll just go ahead and tell you that now you're not gonna catch this brother with the other. But I think that's a double standard. And I also see when the sister do go for the other, she's a whole different black woman. She's not the same black woman that us black men got to deal with. I mean, she's docile, she's submissive, and won't be there for us. But anyway, let's go ahead and get on, because I already know y'all hot already. Let's go ahead and get it back going.
The amount of DMs that I get from Becky's, you would think my DMs would be flooded with Latinas. No. It's the Becky's expressing all kinds of frustration, anger, because a couple of months ago I made a video that's called Why I Prefer Black Women. One day I may make a video reading all those DMs. But for now, let's continue with the bullshit.
What do you find feminine about a strong, independent woman that weighs more than you who cosplays a drag queen? She don't even like being her natural self. Like, what are you into in there? Everything that I just named is everything but feminine, man.
Okay. Now, I hadn't seen this video, first of all. Let me go ahead and get that clear. I hadn't seen this video, but I might understand what my brother talking about. It may not be exactly what I thought it was, because I thought he was talking about black women in general. And a lot of times, I don't know, I was in a relationship one time, and the woman became masculine. She not necessarily physically, not necessarily by appearance, but by attitude. And that's why I talk junk about Atlanta Housewives and all this, because she started consuming this. And I seen it over the years. And I knew it was poisonous. I knew that it was brainwashing her. And I used to warn her about it. But she was just hypnotized by it. She could not stop watching these shows, and it started to affect our relationship. And I had to bounce. Simple as that, I had to bounce. But that's what I seen. I seen her become more masculine. I seen her become more masculine, even though she was trying to become more feminine or more appealing. But the way I took it, I used to ask her sometimes, who are you dressing for? Are you dressing for me, or are you dressing for other women? Because I already told you I don't like that. I don't like the fake eyelashes. I don't like the spider webs. You know, I don't like this and I don't like that. And you keep on doing it. And it's definitely not for me. And then, you know, also with the mouse and with this independent stuff. And look, sisters, do what you gotta do. I'm not saying be dependent on a man. To be honest, I'd rather you not be dependent on me. But that doesn't mean emasculating me or trying to, because you're not gonna emasculate me, but it definitely means don't try to. Don't try to emasculate me to emasculate yourself. It's not gonna go down like that. So I don't know if Ricardo got it wrong. It could be, because I'm telling you, he is definitely invited to the cookout. He's definitely always on the black folks' side. But I'm gonna hear this other brother out, because I might know exactly what he's talking about. Now, I know he was talking about somebody's size and stuff like that. I'm not talking about physical attributes. I'm more talking about the eyelashes and the clothes they may wear, and even more than that, the attitude, the perception, believing that they need to be independent. Independence mean don't help out your man no kind of way, not even if he helping you out. It's about not. It's no longer about being equal. It's about you running stuff. That's not gonna fly with me. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I can't say it no better than Biggie. I don't chase them. I replace them. Try it if you want.
If anything, at best, it's pseudo feminine. If anything, it's pseudo femininity. It's the fakest form of femininity ever. They're not even tapped into their natural selves where they can exemplify who they were naturally born to be. This is insane, man. This is so outside of nature, and we have normal.
Shut the hell up. Look, I'm gonna tell all guys that feel like this. If there's a woman out there in the world that makes you feel feminine and or like she is more masculine than you, more manly than you, she is not the problem. The problem is that you are a little bitch. The fact
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that. I think this is where me and him actually. I think this is gonna be the first video that me and him actually disagree. And I know the title is that we like the same thing. Which I thought he was gonna be talking about black women. Of course, I like black women. I really don't have another preference. But you have to be a woman. And I'm not trying to say nothing, but you being Latino, you probably not running into the masculine ones. Like I say, it tends to seem to me like when they get with other races that they tend to be everything that the black man wish they could be. Submissive, feminine, not argumentative, not combative, not over flamboyant, a little conservative. That's what I tend to see. And I'm just gonna call it how I see it. I'm not really gonna bite my tongue on this. Really don't care about nobody else's opinion because, to be honest, I'm not sleeping with you. So I mean, I could care less about it. It's about whoever I'm in a relationship with. It is a certain criteria. You do have to have a certain personality. You can't be this masculine because there are not just black women. I'm gonna say black women because that's all I fool with. But I'm pretty sure that it's more than black women. But I only can speak on black women because that's all I rock with. All I rock with is black women. But they have to be women. Like they have to be a woman, not a whoa man.
a woman, any woman of any race, of any height, of any weight, and feel like she is too masculine, then you are a little bitch. You're wimpy. You are too feminine for this woman. I have never in my life come across a single woman ever that has made me feel feminine and or like she is too masculine for me.
You ain't met the right ones. And again, just like I'm trying to tell you, I just wholeheartedly believe that when they choose to date outside their race, they're different. So it's probably the women that Ricardo was hollering at. Hey, I'm not hating, but I'm pretty sure you are dealing with the ones that I'm talking about. Pretty much, you dealing with the ones that I would deal with. So no love lost. I hear what you got to say. I just think you got to get a dose of the full gambit, and I believe that you're missing out. It's not a insult to black women because women it's not an insult to any woman. Excuse me, it's not an insult to any woman, but there are certain women that are not feminine regardless of their color. It's certain women that's not feminine, and there are certain women that are. And because you don't want to be with a woman that you see as masculine, that doesn't make you a bitch. It just doesn't. I think it makes you a man. Because again, like I say, I was in a relationship where the person flip-flopped. I couldn't even be physically attracted anymore. I couldn't have sex anymore with her, with that one. I couldn't even sleep in the same bed anymore. And I even voiced it right before I eventually left that I feel trying to mess with you because you're too masculine. I can't do it. I can't be stimulated.
What kind of man or lack of a man would I be to feel like any woman on the planet is too masculine or more masculine than me? There's no ands, ifs, or buts. You have got to be the wimpiest bitch made on the planet. Now, with that said, to be specific, since he is talking about the average black woman, let's go back real quick.
Any man that's attracted to the average BOK woman is borderline rainbow. What do
Now,
you...
I don't agree with that when he says the average black woman. I disagree with that. But there are these masculine women. I mean, it ain't no other way to say it. There are masculine women. I mean, come on, we know that. I mean, we know that there's masculine women. There are masculine women that want to be in relationships with men or want to be intimate with men, and then there are masculine women that don't. And just hitting on that relationship that I was in again, she couldn't understand because she seen herself as feminine. She thought her career was feminine. And I explained to her that I know women that have masculine jobs. Like I know women that are welders and mechanics that are more feminine than you are. So it's probably not exactly what these women are thinking. It's not necessarily the physical more than it is the attitude, the personality. It's more of that. It's what I'm talking about. It's not your job. It's not what you do. Because I have been attracted to welders. I have been feminine welders. I have been the ones I named. I've been attracted to those. I've been attracted to a mechanic. And some of them I haven't necessarily been attracted to, but I didn't see them as masculine. They had jobs that you would think men do, and they were fine with me. They were feminine to me.
Find feminine about a strong, independent...
All right. Now, here's the problem.
And I think he hitting on those keywords, those same keywords that I was hitting on. Strong, independent, because they have certain attitudes. When they are strong and independent, they tend to have the Atlanta Housewives type of personality. That, I mean, to me, it's like this. I don't want to be arguing with my woman. Look, if I'm in the wrong, I have no problem with my woman correcting me. So it's nothing like that. But I'm not going to be combative with my woman. And I damn sure don't want her to be combative with me. I'm not about that. I'm not about all of the arguing and yelling and pushing and shoving and being selfish. If we in this thing, we in this thing together. No one is superior to the other. But logic is very important. I got no problem with any decision you make as long as it's based off of logic. And those are the decisions that I'm going to be making. It's decisions that are based off of logic, not off of nothing else. Not because you want to feel independent or because you want to feel strong. Not off of emotions. But any logical decision that you want to make, I can look at it logically and be like, hey, I can't see nothing wrong with it, so I'm down with it. But emotional decisions, not about to happen.
With that statement, the average black woman. How do we determine what the average black woman is? Do we go based on your particular environment in your hood where you were raised? Are you judging all black women based on the ratchets that live in the same projects that you do? And does that include your sister and your mama? Do you look at the black women in your family that I'm sure are also the average black women? Do you look at them in disgust because they're so masculine, too strong for you, too heavy? Or how do we determine what the average black woman is? Because I could easily turn around and say the same thing about every other race of women, not only in this country, but in this planet. Every race of people has their ratchet, has their broken, has their hood, has their filth, has their ghetto, and has their negativity.
And I don't got a problem with a hood or a ghetto woman. As long as she's not combative, that's really what it is. When it's combative, when I'm just not a combative person. I'm not the type of person to be running around arguing and yelling, and I don't like fights. I think we can have disagreements. I understand every relationship ain't perfect, but we can have an argument without arguing. We don't have to argue to have an argument. That's just my take on it. I think, and it goes the same for anybody with me. I'm not about the arguing. We're not going to argue. It don't matter, man, woman, whoever it is. We're not going to argue. To me, arguing, verbally arguing, getting loud, it's time to fight. I'm not saying I'm going to fight no woman. That's why I'm not going to deal with one that's going to be arguing. But I'm talking about like on a man. We arguing this time. Look, first of all, I'm a man of few words when it comes to whether we going to fight or not. I'm not going to lip hustle you all day. If it's time to throw down, let's just throw down. It ain't no time to be talking about what we going to do. When it's understood that it's that time, and that's it. But I'm not going to be in a relationship with no woman like that. You know, I'm not going to battle the world and come home and have to battle my woman. It's not going to happen.
But the problem is that women of all other races are not defined by their ghetto, ratchet, and hood rats. And also, everything that black women are frowned upon and demonized for, women of other races are glorified and put up on a pedestal for. For example, a black woman gives you an attitude. Oh, she's too aggressive. She's too masculine, too strong for me. But if a Latina gives you that same attitude, all of a sudden it's, ooh, that's a spicy Latina. That's sexy. And you can apply the same hypocritical double standard logic or lack thereof to everything else. Everything that a black woman is looked down upon, frowned upon, and demonized for, women of other races are almost worshipped for. And that is the reason why I have a problem with videos like these. And it's sad when the condemning of black women come from black men. How do you get on camera so proudly and tell the world women of our race ain't shit? What other race of men do you know do this? None other. Only you. The amount of educated, professional, black women that are go-getters, entrepreneurs in this country alone far outweigh the ratchets. But yet, the small percentage of broken black women are not only what the macro American media chooses to grab and portray as if this is who black women are, and not only does the macro media in this country love to marginalize and demonize the black woman, but then here comes black guys like these to join in. As the white man kicks the black woman down, here you come to join them, so to speak. The problem here is that individuals like that, they blame black women are commonly raised by a single mother, and the single mother oftentimes neglected them, resulting in a shitty childhood. And these kids grow up and hate their black mama. And you have the right. You shouldn't be obligated to love somebody that abused you. But where you go wrong is that the resentment that you have for your black mother, you take it out on all black women. That's the problem. Go get some therapy, learn to heal, from the neglect and abuse that you suffered by the hands of your mother. That way, you don't have to hate all black women for your pain and for your childhood traumas. The end.
Okay, I hear him. Still invited to the cookout. I'm not taking that back. You're still invited to the cookout. I just think you ain't ran into the right ones, because those are the ones that'll fool you. Like you might have ran into them, but they fooling you. You ain't been in a relationship. And I'm not saying it's just black women. I'm just saying I only date black women. So that's all I really got to go by is black women. But I really think this is a case of the black guy not articulating himself well. I could hear bits and pieces where I could understand what he was saying. And then it sounded like he kept using the wrong articulation when he kept saying the average black woman. Because I don't think we're talking about the average black woman. I think we're talking about a smaller percentage of black women. We talking about the women that can't get no man. That's the women we talking about. The ones that can't get no man, the ones that keep getting divorced. It's a reason why they keep going through that. It's not that they man a bitch. It's just that they man don't want to deal with it. Some people don't like all that drama. I mean, if you want all the drama, Ricardo, have it. Just don't bring it to the cookout. But really, I think that's what you're not analyzing. And I would imagine it's hard for you to analyze, because that's kind of like when I do see black women in other relationships outside of their race. It's almost as if they're pretending. That's the way that I take it. I was like, because this ain't the same black woman that would be with me. She'd be trying to act completely different. Like, it's hard to get a sister to wear their natural hair. But you're seeing what a white dude, they be natural as I don't know what. I mean, have y'all ever noticed that? They be with the brother, they be all be all made up and eyelashes and BBLs and everything else. But they be with the others and they be natural, pure, barely any makeup. That's more my cup of tea. And they don't have all that extra. See, because when they have the extra eyelashes and the extra makeup and the extra hair and the extra booty and the extra breasts, they had an extra attitude to go with it. And that's a problem for me. I like them natural. Just natural. And if I prefer natural, trust me, I done been with both. I done been with some that ain't natural, and if that make them feel more confident, hey, so be it. I don't got a problem with that. But as long as that confidence don't mean like you want to catch an attitude with me, and you want to be aggressive, and you want to have a man, but you want to be independent at the same time. You want your man to do something for you, but you don't want to do nothing for your man. You wouldn't do the same things for your man that he would do for you. So I really think Ricardo got some growing to do, to be honest. I think he got some more observing to do. Because I just think his experience is different. And I think his experience is different because he's Hispanic. And I think he sees a different side. Or maybe it's the ones that are talking to him are looking for like some of the same things I'm looking for. I'm just choosing to find it within my own race. And not saying that I would be against. I probably would be. I'm not even going to tell that lie. I was about to say not that I would be against stepping outside my race, but to be honest, it just don't feel right. I prefer to stay inside my race. I prefer. I mean, I'm not going to say that I haven't never had a wham bam thank you ma'am without outside of my race, but that's been many moons ago. Many moons. It was definitely in my 20s and before. I think once I found myself, I knew what I liked. You know, I knew what I liked. I knew what I was comfortable with. And that's also what I'm saying. When I found what I liked, the shift began. It became a shift. You can say what you want, but a lot of sisters started consuming this garbage from Atlanta Housewives and Basketball Wives, and I don't know what the other shows are, Divorce Wives, because I came. The thing about it is I could not watch it. You know, I used to come home every day and try to watch these. I'm telling you, it was all day long. I mean, she would come home from work, she would start watching this, and to me, I'm not much of a TV watcher anyway. But I'm spending time. She hypnotized by the TV, so I'm in there too, and I'm catching it subconsciously. And I started to see the pattern. I was like, dang, these women start the show, they come on the show married, and then a season or two, they divorced. And they always arguing with each other. They always arguing with their man, and they always arguing with men in general. And I see the emasculation. They're really trying to emasculate these men. And that's when I showed some concern, and I started to know some attitude shift too. And in our conversations, because our conversations would be like this, you know, like something go on, and they're talking about, oh well, such and such from Housewives wouldn't have done that. And you know, I'm trying to explain to them, hey, that's television. This real life. I don't give a damn what they do on television, but this real life. You can't take that serious. But they did, and people do. And I think that is what the brother was trying to express. And to be honest, the brother was a lot younger than me, so in his lifetime, he probably had more exposure to that than I did. I actually seen the transition. I seen the transition from feminine with the women, and with the strong black woman, with the independent woman, did come the masculine woman. Not because they independent, not because they're strong black woman. It's what they thought that meant, what some of them thought that meant. Like, they thought it meant to be physically strong. They thought it meant to be combative. And like I say, I can understand anything if it's logical. You want to stand on 10 toes about something logical? Cool. Don't got a problem with that. I'm logical. That's what I'm about. I'm about logic. You want to stand 10 toes down on something logical? Don't got a problem with it. I don't have to be in control. I prefer not to be in control. Because I also don't like a woman that I got to do all the thinking for. I don't like that. To be honest, I prefer not to do any thinking for you. I prefer you think for yourself and I think for myself. And when it involves us as a whole, we think about it together. But I don't want to have to do all the thinking. I don't want to have to make all the rules and make all the plans. That's not what I'm talking about. Or vice versa. But like I say, I seen a shift, and to be honest, I think he got it wrong. I mean, he might got it right from his experience, but I mean, to be honest, I kind of feel like he's just trying to say something that sound good. I mean, he always pretty much pro-black. I like the brother. I do think we think alike when we say we like black women, but at the same time, man, come on, man. We know every man has a certain type of woman. I mean, it may be a broad type, and it may be some that are outside of your type, but are okay. But every man has something that is not his type at all. And women do too, for that matter. Don't think I'm trying to put all of this on a certain type of black woman, because there's a certain type of black man too. There's a certain type of black man that is basically the male version of the women I'm talking about I don't fool with. There is a male version of that too. And of course, I don't date men, so I'm not really concerned, and that's not really what the video about, but just trying to be diplomatic here, be a little liberal, that I'm not talking about just women. I mean, there's men that fit this criteria too, that he wants to be the strong black man, and he wants to be the independent man, and he wants to call all the shots, and he want to be combative and all of that. And it doesn't matter. I'm not dating no man anyway, so it's kind of hard for me to talk about that part. But there is the male version, and I would assume to women that he is no better. But that's just not my cup of tea. So, Ricardo, come on to the cookout, man. We can talk about it. But I think you got it wrong. I think you got it wrong. Because, one, the people that's looking at your show, the people that's probably talking to you, they already got a certain level of sense. And I think you're exaggerating. I'm gonna have to call it like I see it. I think you exaggerating. I think you know what type of man, what type of, I think you know what type of woman that the brother was referring to. I think you know that he maybe didn't articulate it the best that he could have. And I already know you ain't gonna take any black woman. And I'm not talking about physical features. I'm talking about personality. That's what it really boils down to, is personality. Even though, if we're going to be honest, physical features matter too. But for the most part, we're talking about personality. Personality, attitude. Come on, every attitude ain't for every person. So on that, I'm going to leave it at that, man. Thank you for tuning in to the second episode of Every Kinfolk Ain't Skinfolk. And Ricardo Ignacio is definitely invited to the cookout. And I'll be checking out some more of his videos. And you can check out this video down there in the link. I got it down there, and I tell you, he got some real good videos. And to be honest, this is the first one that I would say that I didn't agree with 95% of. Normally I agree with his content all the time. This is like the first time that I didn't agree fully with him. But I think he putting it on a little bit. I think he putting on a little bit. I don't think he being 100. I think he being 90. I don't think he keeping it 100 on this one. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I don't think he keeping it 100. Tell me what y'all think, man. Put it down in the comments. Let me know if you think he being 100. Let me know if you think that black brother was meaning something else and just wasn't articulating it well. Put it down in the comments if you think that some of these women that are talking about strong black woman and independent woman and black girl magic, if you think some of those tend to be very masculine and combative, let me know if y'all like the eyelashes. I can't get with the eyelashes. I'm just sorry, I can't get with the eyelashes. I think it takes so much away from a black woman's beauty. I really do. Because I think black women are beautiful. I think they're the most beautiful creatures on the face of the earth. Don't fuck it up with the eyelashes. This is your man T-Can. Thank you for tuning in to Royal Black, and until next time.
Royal Black. Power. Truth. Facts.
We want freedom by any means necessary. We want justice by any means necessary. We want equality by any means necessary. We want it now, or we don't think anybody should have it.